Hi universe, you see me again in 100 Days Live with Sonya. This is a very special day because we have the king coming into 100 Days Live with Sonya, the king of the jungle, the coaching jungle, of course. And then I'm going to have a special announcement for my next event in June, the 1st until 5th June 2021. So check it out, stay tuned, and here is Mawhinney. Thank you so much for coming into 100 Days Like with Sonya, the place for the experts to share their experiences and strategies in life and business to reach their tops or their dreams or goals, whatever they want to, right? And you are one of them. So I feel very honored that you are here finally, that I can talk to you like this face to face,
Well,
in
thanks
my
for the invite.
program. Thank you so
It's
much.
10 o'clock at night here in Canada, but I wanted to be here. So I don't do a lot of interviews at 10 o'clock, but I'm like, no, Sonia's been in the group for a long time, the Facebook group.
Yay!
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
the
much.
invite. So if I fall asleep and my head goes down on the keyboard, just blow a horn or ring a bell or
That
something.
is okay.
Yeah.
I want to know how the king of the coaching jungle, when he sleeps, or
I
and
don't sleep
there
a
are,
lot.
yeah, and there are so many things I admire about him. Of course, our title today is how he makes Facebook group into 20,000 members. You can imagine that, 20,000 members without spending any advertisement or any single penny in the advertisement. Then I'm going to ask him about how he does it, how long does it take to reach until that level, and how he makes himself as the king of the jungle. He is fierce, so I know that he is a lion jungle. And yeah, there are so many things I admire about him actually, but one thing, his taste of humor. He puts a lot of humor on his Facebook, and but you know him. No matter how funny it is, he always say something like that.
No,
I never
everyone
see
finds
him
me funny.
laughing.
It's an
But I saw
acquired
him
taste.
in the yeah, I saw him also in the karaoke, so it was great. So, Mark, would you share us how you start into the coaching business and how you get your clients at the first time when you started the coaching business, because you also coaches, right? You provide the media and also the platform for the coaches. So it is called natural born coaches. So it is not by or through the Caesar surgery or something like that, but they are born naturally as coaches.
Yeah, so I started my coaching business March of 2014, so just past the
Mm.
7-year mark for it. And it's always difficult to put into a nutshell, right? I could talk for hours about it. But basically, what had happened, I spent 10 years in real estate before that, throughout my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and build up a big real estate business. Everything was going great until it wasn't. Everything collapsed, and I was helped back to my feet by several coaches and mentors. So when I was
Mm-hmm.
ready to get started again and get back into business, I thought, wow, this coaching thing, there could be something there because I've had a front row seat. The Coaching Jungle Facebook group actually launched in
Mm-hmm.
September of 2015. So it's been running
Mm-hmm.
for a little over 5 years now with the group. And as you mentioned, we're up over 20,000 members.
And then what is the next step for the coaching jungle after reaching this so many members? What are you going to do with coaching
Yeah,
industry also, right?
members.
Leader also, you don't care if the other people thought about it, that the people can
To get a little catty. You can't really do that. And, we're entrepreneurs.
to reach their levels in coaching masterclass for them. And then do they can what is it
Yeah.
serve the other member, other clients, you know what I mean?
With and promote inside the group.
Mhm.
First of all, it has to be something, they have to have something that they're offering that's for coaches, because obviously those are my people. Promote
Mhm.
Joe Smith, and Joe has a horrible product and a bunch of people are angry and upset and it doesn't give them any results. That doesn't look good on me. That's not too similar to another partner that I've promoted recently. So if I just promoted someone, and lately I've been getting a lot of partners who say, Mark, we happy about making money, guys. Please don't. There's too many coaches and online entrepreneurs that have really messed up feelings about money.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I'm very
why.
open that I love money, and everyone's a shock. They're like, "Oh my God, you can't say that publicly." I'm like, "No, of course I love money." I think everyone loves money, but the people in the coaching world that always try to act like they don't care about money, they're usually wolves in sheep's
Yeah.
clothing. Anyways, they're the greediest ones out there.
So what is the right way to show that we love money, or to show that we don't love money, or we love money but act like we don't love money? Which one is the right
Well,
one then?
it's a crazy concept, but in the online space, it's not done nearly enough. Is just tell the truth, don't BS and everything. Like when I see people out there pretending, they'll say for a webinar or something, "Oh, put your wallets away. You don't need to have your wallets out," and stuff like that. They're either not telling the truth because we know that they should want to make money, or B, they're not doing a very good job at business because they're not going to be making a profit. There's a quote from Michael Beckwith said, "You can't light up the world if you can't pay your light bill." And I always remember that. You should tattoo that on your body if you're in business, is you have to basically pay the bills and make a profit.
And back to 2015, when you started the group, did you have the perfect system already to attract the members, or what you are going to do with the members, or at that time you still find out something that you want to do with the members and how to grow your group?
Well, I mean, the group had a good head start because I'd been running my podcast at that point. I had 300 and some episodes of Natural Born Coaches. We're up over 700 episodes now. So I had my name out there from the podcast. I had another Facebook group before, the Coaching Jungle, for guests of my podcast. They were in that group. So I had a couple hundred really good members in there anyways. Just I wanted to have the Coaching Jungle because it was open to all coaches, not just past guests of my podcast. So I had the first 500 or so members pretty quickly with it. That being said, no, to answer your question, I didn't have everything figured out. I don't think anyone ever has everything figured out. So I've learned stuff as time goes on. Facebook groups, it's never going to, I didn't grow to 20,000 plus members in a month. It took 5 years of hard work to get it to that point. Now the growth is accelerated. It's going quicker, but just plug away. And you also don't need a Facebook group of 20,000 plus members to monetize it. I know people have groups with 300, 500 members, 700 members who do quite well with it. So it's not just the size of the group that matters.
Did you already monetize it from the very beginning you maintained this group?
Yeah, it was monetized quickly. Now, it wasn't $1 million in the first month or whatever, but it was monetized because I was getting clients and customers from there. I have a print newsletter for coaches. A lot of my subscribers for that pay for that newsletter come from the Coaching Jungle. So yeah, it was monetized quickly, but again, it wasn't $1 million right away. Like the first year or two took some time to get it ramped up and going.
And how did you feel at that time after being successful in the, in the property industry? And then come into something that you haven't mastered at that time.
Well, one of the things coming from a real estate background, even though it didn't end great with a messy business closure, I learned a lot of lessons. I'd spent a decade in business. That gave me a thick skin. So good example, just the other day I posted something that got some people riled up, and some people were angry with me and, unfriending me and stuff. I didn't even think it was that controversial, to tell you the truth. But anyways, it didn't bug me. I didn't lose any sleep because I've dealt with a lot more than that. So I do have a thick skin. And I've learned lots of other lessons from my past life in real estate too. So that I'm grateful for that experience because it gave me a head start with my coaching business. Even though my previous business wasn't completely online like coaching is, I learned a lot of lessons that I've applied to coaching, and that's definitely helped.
Yeah, and then the photo with Bill Clinton or something when you were still in the six-pack you mentioned, was it were you in the real estate industry or already into coaching world?
No, I was in real estate. That was back in 2006. So just for context, that was in Las Vegas. I was in Vegas back back at 15-ish years ago. And I didn't really meet Bill Clinton. There's like a photo service there where you can get your head photoshopped onto things. So I had a picture of me with Bill Clinton. One with me as a sexy cowboy with six-pack abs.
Yeah.
Not to ruin the illusion, I don't have six-pack abs. So and just different things. Me as an Elvis impersonator and all that. So I posted that on my Facebook a couple weeks ago. And I mean, I like to have fun, like you mentioned, and mix it up a little bit with social media.
But you didn't laugh at it.
Yeah,
I want to see you laugh, LOL, loud, or maybe someone or your girlfriend needs to tickle you and then put it on the TikTok or something to see you laughing instead of the karaoke. So
well, you can't be serious all the time. You got to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then let me put this way: how you manage your time? You are in love now between your big business and also your personal life.
Yeah, I mean, my better half and I were celebrating 1 year together pretty soon. I've said that
Congratulations once more.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's she's great. Things are going really well. I like being in a good relationship because if I'm single, I'm a workaholic. I mean, I've struggled with workaholism since I was 20, 21. If I'm ever single, I put all my energy into business, which isn't healthy, working 24/7. So with Kylie, my girlfriend, I still work hard, but we also take time. Like we were out today for a walk, to break it up. And we were actually just watching. I got her into Breaking Bad. I've loved the show. I've watched it a few times, the series. She hadn't, so we're binge watching Breaking Bad at night and stuff like that. So if you're in a relationship as an entrepreneur, it's important to have someone who's supportive. If you're with someone who isn't supportive of your dreams, geez, I hate to break up a bunch of relationships, but I'd say dump them and move on, because business is tough enough, as is. But if you have a partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend who are throwing cold water on your dreams and just introducing negative thoughts and criticizing and doubt, and sowing seeds of doubt and fear, that's not good. So I would say move on. Find someone like I have we support each other with our dreams, and things are much easier that way.
And yes, as a woman, sometimes we are worried if our men are, having this huge business, how can they overcome the competitors or the people who dislike them, especially you in the group. You see, there are so many people who love you but also hate you, but they are still there.
Yeah, they do. Again, that goes back to having a thick skin, because I've had some funny messages. It's interesting in the coaching world. Really, I feel a lot of times adults are really just act like children, and we'll delete a post from the wall that breaks the group rules or something like that. It's not the end of the world. If you have a post deleted from a Facebook group, move on with your day. It really shouldn't be the end of the world. You should see some of the messages I and the admins from the group have received. You would swear that we killed their firstborn kid or something. I'm like, come on, grow up. It's a Facebook group. So, that's a small percentage of people in the group that do that. But I'm always amazed when I see people who are 40, 50, even 60 or 70 years old acting like toddlers because of a social media group. It's not the end of the world if your post gets deleted.
Yeah, this is my sin confession. I made a mistake also in the group, but it was not a purpose, So I had the website at that time. I had my website on the Pers kit at that time. So I didn't realize that it was in it. Oh, it's okay. Lucky I wasn't kicked out,
Well, it's different. Someone like you who's been in the group for a few years, we know you're not a spammer. It's a little different than some stranger joins a group and within 3 seconds they start spamming the wall. So they didn't even take an opportunity to read the group rules. It's kind of like someone going into your house and wearing dirty boots and just knocking a bunch of plates on the floor and breaking them and stuff like that. It's rude behavior, and we boot them out real quick. But we understand that mistakes can be made. The good thing with Facebook groups now compared to a few years ago is when you delete a post, you have the option to give feedback to the person whose post was deleted. So then okay, this is why the post was deleted. We always usually give someone a chance. So if we don't know someone, we delete a post, we give feedback. We then often turn what's called post approval on. That means if they try to submit another post in the next 30 days, we have to approve it first before it goes up. If they break the rules again, that's telling me that they didn't learn a lesson the first time, and we just remove them from the group and block them.
Yeah, it is very interesting also how other groups, they put all of the advertisement, the free member advertisement, or the members pay some money to advertise, right? And yeah, why didn't you do that to give the free members, to advertise in your group?
Do you mean like allowing members to advertise on the wall or to promote on the
Yeah,
wall?
yeah, yeah. When you put the status, for example, like this is the promo day, but then there are so many members who also can put the status when they pay some amount of money as a VIP, right, to promote anytime.
Yeah. Well, I do in a way do that with the joint ventures we talked about earlier. It's just
Mm-hmm.
with one partner at a time. I know some
Mm-hmm.
groups, it's like the Wild West. They'll let anyone promote on the wall. And the problem
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
it becomes like the home shopping network. It's just nonstop offers, links, sales. I'll give you an
Mm-hmm.
example. I was in a group before years ago, and it was at one time a good group. Unfortunately, the group owners and the admin stopped watching the wall. They basically just went MIA, missing in action. All of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
people started spamming the wall with it, and the wall became unmanageable, or there's no value there because you'd have to sift through so much crap to get to anything good. And unfortunately, that ruined what used to be a good group with it. That's why I'm very paranoid with the Coaching Jungle. Any spam goes up there, we're getting rid of it quickly, because I've seen how it could go downhill if you're not on the ball with removing that stuff. Some people won't like it. I've had some people think, oh, you're too strict, Mark, you and the admins, and you need to loosen up
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, hey, you could go start your own group if you don't like it, but these are the rules here, and if you want to stay, you got to abide by those rules.
What I experienced is there were so many people who pitched me also from the jungle. At the first time, yeah, they mentioned they were from the jungle, but not recently, right? And then they mentioned, of course, I cannot report one by one all of them, but then, yeah, how do you differ between pitching or not? What I mean is like they started to be annoying when they asked for the
Yeah.
endless question, and then yeah, asked to book the calling, for the exploration session, why we don't want to, something like that.
Yeah. So what you're referring to, which does happen in any group the size of the jungle, it's going to happen. If you put a post up, Sonya, where a legitimate, you're just looking for help with something, you ask a question, all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden someone's sending you private messages and trying to get a phone call booked with you and trying to sell you. If
Mm-hmm.
if I and the admins don't know that's happening, then we can't do anything about it. If people warn us and say, I'll give you an example of the type of behavior that we don't tolerate is if you didn't, let's say Joe Smith sends you a message and says, hi, Sonya, I see that you're a member of the Coaching Jungle group as well, and I wanted to reach out
Mm-hmm.
and connect with you. By the way, I've got a XYZ program which will do this and that. Here's the link. Check it out. Let me know if you want to book a call. We don't allow that because that means that members are just using the membership of the Coaching Jungle as a directory to target coaches, essentially. Now, we can't stop people from connecting. If you're going to be friends and connect with people in there, and hey, that's great, it's
Mm-hmm.
social media, but we don't allow people to reach out in the way that I just described with it. But if we don't know about it, we can't boot them. So a lot of times I keep reminding people, hey, if you're getting pitched by these spammy sharks from the group, please let us know so we can boot them. If we don't know, we can't boot them.
Mm-hmm. And about the Coaching Jungle in the future, where do you want to bring the group to?
What
Because you have your programs already, your master class already, you have the joint venture, the super joint venture also, and what are you going to do next?
Well, I know this is an interview about the value of Facebook groups, but I'm a really big
Mm-hmm.
email marketing guy. I email my list daily. I think it's really important to build your email list because Facebook group, you don't own, you're building something on rented land. Facebook owns that, not you with the group. That's not
Mm-hmm.
like you own that. And anything could happen. Facebook might shut down tomorrow. You could get canceled, which is happening a lot nowadays. God knows what. So I recommend that as you're building your Facebook group, bring people
Mm-hmm.
over into your email lists that you have control in. So one of the questions that we have whenever someone requests to join the group is we ask for their email address. Hey, would you like to receive daily emails from Mark? If so,
Yeah.
give us your email address. And that's been a really good way to build my email list as well. So going forward, I'm going to make sure as many people in the group are on my email list and connected with me elsewhere as possible. But that's why I recommend other group owners do too.
Yeah, and then how do you manage it? Is that your own story to write the email letter every day, or is it a virtual assistant who also do that?
No, I write every word. That's one thing I hold
Wow.
on to. I don't let go of content creation because I like stuff being in my
Mm-hmm.
own words, and I would never get a VA to write content for me. So I've
Mm-hmm.
written every email, and knock on wood, I've done almost 2,000 straight days of daily emails. Haven't missed a day yet, and hope that
Mm-hmm.
continues. But we could do a whole other chat about daily emails. I'm a big proponent of that, but that combined with the Facebook group and combined with the podcasts I have, those are really three of the big revenue drivers that I have.
Wow. So how do you do it? Do you write it every day, or there are a certain schedule in 1 week or 1 month or 1 year that you plan your content?
Yeah, well, not a year because I like to keep it fresh. That being said,
Mm-hmm.
I batch write mine, so I'll often sit down in the afternoon and I'll write a week's worth of emails, and then I schedule them out. So I like to always stay about a week or 2 weeks ahead of just in case something pops up and I can't write the email on short notice. With daily emails, it's really important to batch write them because if you're sitting down in front of your computer every morning, you're looking at a blank screen, you could get writer's block. Maybe your kid's sick, they got to stay home from school. Suddenly your whole day's out of whack and you don't get that email out.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend being at least a week ahead, preferably 2 weeks or so ahead to have emails quote in the can.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for the tips, and also it is very great to have you here once again. And then, well, do you have any message for our viewers?
Yeah, have fun in business. If you're not having fun, it's a lot harder. So, Facebook groups I think are an important way to build your business. But if your people aren't on Facebook, or if you hate Facebook, you just don't enjoy it, do something else. There's plenty of things you can choose from. But if you make sure you're having fun with whatever you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. And one more question. I'm very
Sure.
curious. What mistakes that coaches mostly do in their Facebook group so that it cannot grow from the very
Well,
beginning then?
um,
Because I need to learn from it too, right?
Well, and one mistake is they don't talk about their group enough, so they might post about it once or twice and then wonder why there's not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people in there. You got to constantly talk about your group. I talk about it on every time I'm interviewed on a podcast. I'm posting
Mm-hmm.
elsewhere. I'm talking about it with my email list. The analogy I use is you want to be like the parent of a newborn baby that can't shut up about the baby. They keep talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the same way
Mm-hmm.
with your Facebook group. So that's a really big mistake. The other one I think, which we touched on earlier, is group owners afraid to sell in their groups. They don't want to appear salesy or sleazy, and then they hold back and they're not monetizing that group. Then they get frustrated, the group dies, and then nobody wins. So don't be afraid to sell inside your group.
Yeah, I saw that there were 1,000 members in the group, but then nobody comments in the post of the host, something
Yeah,
like that.
like tumbleweeds blowing through the group. And then the group's on life support. You don't know if it's dead or alive because there's not much going on in
Mm-hmm.
there. It's a zombie Facebook group. It's kind of alive, but kind of not.
So is it the best to allow the members also to post, like in your group, or it should be the host who do that?
Well, I mean, I post a couple times a day in the group, but I want as many people as possible posting on the wall because that helps with
Mm-hmm.
engagement. Now, when I say I want them
Mm-hmm.
posting, I don't want them promoting and dropping a bunch of links on the wall. We want them putting good content that makes people think and teaches people.
Mm-hmm.
People learn from it as well. But I don't want it to be just a Mark show there. If it was just me posting in the group, that would probably be pretty boring. I want it to be an active and engaged group.
Yeah, so it is okay to post about anything as long as there is no link or there is no selling
Yeah,
words, right?
yeah,
Wow.
you got her.
Thank you so much, Mark. And I would like to announce for our next event in June, actually June the 1st until the 5th. And this is online work summit for live streamers. So how the people bring the live streaming into their daily life or their business also, and how live streaming can grow their business. And I'm happily and proudly announced that Restream is going to be our official sponsor, Mark, for them.
Congrats.
And wow, thank you so much. Very surprising, right? And it was Paddy McGill who contacting me to sponsor. And the people who register to our online Word Summit is going to have 1 free month registration, into Restream. And of course, if they register into VIP, which is only $27 right now, and they get the 1 month free pro plan. You can imagine that. And then, of course, I'm going to give one, actually not me, but this stream is going to give 1 year pro plan for the giveaway for one winner from the members. So isn't it exciting that, you know, I'm very happy that the big industries start to look at my program, you see.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. And then, yeah, if you love 100 Days Live with Sonya, do not forget to register to our coachinguniverse.anitasonya.com, our coachinguniverse.anitasonya.com. And I thank you, all of the speakers, also Mark Mawhinney today, the king of the coaching jungle. I'm very happy that you are here. And again, I feel proud that you are here. Thank you so much. Also for our sponsor today, our main sponsor is from Ross Brand of Livestream Universe, livestreamuniverse.com. Mark, thank you once more for coming here. I let you to go to sleep then and
Thank
have
you.
your sweet dreams.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.